I'm Brandon Arvanaghi. I'm the CEO and founder of Meow, and what we do is we provide corporate treasurers a way to get more yield on their idle cash. I got started in the crypto space in 2017 when I met the Winklevoss twins, actually. I was speaking at a security conference, and they love security, and they told me about Gemini, and I had the chance to join. I was the second security engineering hire there. I started Meow a year and a half ago. At the time, interest rates were very low, inflation was high, and there was not really a good way to get yield on your cash, and everyone was looking for it. And that's where some of the over-collateralized yield options in the crypto space were attractive to corporate treasurers. Last year and a half, the attitude from corporate treasurers has changed pretty dramatically. They're still looking for yield. In 2021, they were looking into crypto sources because interest rates were zero from the government. And now in 2022, where one-year T-bills pay 4.1%, for example, when you hold to maturity, that's been more attractive to the corporate treasurers. But every company seems to be looking for ways to optimize yield on their idle cash right now. So the crypto focus was very important in 2021. In 2022, we have incredible demand, and it's all from fiat offerings. So a potential high yield checking account, US Treasury bills, things of that nature. So we're just going where the customers want, and they're very excited to have both the crypto yield sources and the fiat yield sources side by side on the Meow platform. If you're a CFO of a company and you don't know much about treasury management or things like that, Meow makes it super easy because we list everything on our dashboard. You can pick and choose your comfort level between instruments. There's a lot of great content out there. You know, Coinbase has content, Gemini has content. I would look to the regulated institutions like those because they have their own content arms, and you know that they're not playing any funny business with the content they put out there. If I had a prediction for the future, I think Bitcoin is going to continue to be a very important part of the crypto ecosystem. I think it's always done what it said it's going to do, which is being a store of value. And I don't think anything matches it personally. I also think stablecoins are going to play a much more important role than we've seen because they're already the best way to send dollars internationally. And with that, you can build a lot of innovative financial instruments. I think people used to look at gold as the safe haven asset. And I think Bitcoin can disrupt that because, in my opinion, it's 1,000 times better than gold. You can move it almost instantly in an hour, any amount across the country. You don't need, as Michael Saylor says, you don't need 747s to send billions of dollars worth. You could send it from your phone or from your pocket. So when people start to understand that a digital version of gold can be superior to gold, I think a lot of money is going to flow into Bitcoin as a safe haven asset. I think things like stablecoins are a very practical use case for corporations already, especially if they have international contractors, for example. So corporations, the benefit of them getting in early is understanding where the ball is going and having their financial operations function around some of the new payment rails. So stablecoins, for example, the earlier you're in on that, the less you have to play catch up in 5 years. When I think about the existing payment rails, I think a lot of the issues come from the regulatory environment and all the middle people involved in sending money from point A to point B, especially if you're crossing an ocean. It's not so much the fault of a fintech in the United States, for example. It's the problem of all the layers of compliance, all the layers of middle people involved. So that's where stablecoins come in. It's super clean and super simple to be able to send from point A to point B without 10 people in the middle of the way. If you're an executive, I think you should have a healthy skepticism of crypto, but a deep respect for what it can be and the problems it solves today. So you're probably already skeptical if you're a CFO, which is good, which means you're avoiding some of the blatant scams that have been in the space. But you also need to weigh that against the true innovation that's happening and the true opportunities for potential yields in a low rate environment, and more importantly, a superior payment rail in terms of USDC, for example, and storing assets, storing value in Bitcoin. I don't think starting a crypto company is for everyone. I think it really helps to have worked at the ground floor of a regulated institution. I think a lot of people enter the space thinking they're new to crypto and they're here to save it. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. You need to understand how to build a compliant bridge from legacy dollars, legacy institutions, into the crypto world, and very few people are capable of doing that. So if you're looking to get into the crypto space, I would look for the regulated places with founders who have built and regulated in spaces. How you know whether a company is built in a compliance-first way is by looking at the founders. So the regulated institutions in crypto have historically been things like Coinbase, like Gemini. The exchanges were the regulated institutions. So if you have a founding team that came from one of those places, odds are their next startup in the crypto space will follow the same compliance-first approach. Whereas if someone's coming straight out of college and starting a crypto company, it may not be the best bet to join that one. Their theses may be wrong, and they probably don't have a healthy respect for compliance. We have a lot of building ahead of us, everyone in the space, and I'm very excited to see the space evolve in practical and revolutionary ways.